The Ships just happened to be
Mhm.
the modern day largest chain of comedy clubs existing today.
Wow.
It's the largest chain of existing working venues to work, right? Comedy clubs.
Yeah,
So
ships are the new clubs.
they're the new clubs. So it's just
So
another.
what the clubs were in the 80s and 90s,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah,
what cruise ships are
yeah.
today.
Hey everybody, how you doing? My name is Brad Sanders.
Ready, ready, ready. Ha ha, very funny, mother. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's
Hello and welcome once again to This Comedy Life, the podcast about anything and everything comedy. We talk about comedians, we talk about the life of comedy, what it takes to be a comedian, all of that. I'm going to shut up and introduce our guest, Mr. Lowell Sanders.
What up, Brad?
Ain't nothing to it, killer. And Mr. Dean Gaines.
My
Brad.
mentor.
All right,
Yeah, Brad, my mentor.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to be talking about, these guys here, ladies and gentlemen, these guys are like the king of the seas doing comedy on the water. All these ships all around, they go all around the world, all over the world. But I wanted to just talk to you cats about just being a comedian. Low. Well, who wants to go first? Let me just do it like that. Who wants to go first?
You the host, brother. Throw it out.
Well, I didn't want to be rude. Yeah, I'm on host there, Knuckle. Hey, my man.
All right.
Yeah. Well, see, he out of Detroit. I'm out of Chicago, so we speak the same language.
Yeah.
Well, look, Lo, how'd you start off, man, with just being a comedian? Because we work together too.
Yeah, man. Before I ever went on the road, used to come to Detroit as a headliner at the Comedy Castle. That's where I started. I started at doing comedy in college, though, at Eastern Michigan.
Okay.
And then I was in theater and I did a finals for a stand-up set. And it went well. So I took that act on the road. I went down to the Comedy Castle on the open mic night.
Yeah.
And it went well. And at that time, comedy was just starting out, getting big. That was, you was in LA then. This was 79, brother. 79. And at open mic night was Dave Coulier.
Oh, okay.
From Full House and Tim Allen. So we were all open micers. And guys like you would come to headline the castle, and Mike Binder, he was from Detroit, so he would come back and headline.
Yeah.
So we all started out in Detroit, and comedy started booming in like 79 and 80. I used to start going to cabarets, working the black audiences. And then about 81, 82, after watching guys like you influencing, because I wasn't on the road then. Remember I used to drive you around Detroit? I pick you up at the club.
Wow, man. Oh, you was a great host, bro.
Yeah, brother.
You made me like Detroit.
I used to do that with Mooney too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mooney used to come through there. Everybody came through the castle, man. Gary Shanley, Leno, Seinfeld. Back in those days, the clubs was the only thing to do.
Okay.
Then I went out to the ships when I moved out to LA, and you helped me out in LA. You took me down to Tom Joyner.
Oh, okay.
Westwood 1.
Yeah, that was On the Move.
Yeah.
That's the name of the show, Tom Joyner's weekend show.
Yep. And you got me out. That was just getting in town. I'd make $75 or something for do a few jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
75, you were getting paid.
Oh, hey, man. It was survival. Man. This was in 90.
I'm talking about when it was 20. You're getting 75. You about.
Oh, Brad undercut you, man.
Oh, man. No, Dean didn't do no bits.
No.
Yeah, I didn't undercut him. He was messing with them folks down there. Because Dean out of Tennessee. Ain't no telling, he might have got a squirrel. One of them good roasting squirrels you can take home and saute it.
Oh, man. Dean ain't eating no squirrel, man.
No,
Yes,
sir.
he did.
No, sir. But you
Yeah,
know,
we didn't get on. Well, I got on
that-
the ship in '95, and Dean had already been around on the ship probably about 5 years before I got there.
I was there in
Mm.
'86.
Yeah, he was on Noah's Ark.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
there in '86. I was one of the first three, modern comedians to ever work cruise ships in the country, ever.
When you
Before
say
that,
modern comedian, what do you mean by that?
yeah, some old vaudevillian guys when we came out there,
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So when did you start doing stand-up, Dean?
So I did college theater. It's ironic he's talking about theater. I did college theater, and the theater from the theater I started doing stand-up. So that was like 43 years ago. So that was 1983, right? Yeah, I guess it was, right? So I started, yeah, that's the year, right? But there was no comedy clubs per se. It was, every place you could be, any place you could be, hotel, bars, and stuff like that. And then the comedy boom came along in the southeastern United States. The first club, other than the Catch a Rising Star, which would be in New York or something in Los Angeles, you would have to, it was the Punchline in Atlanta, right?
Mhm.
Up for Roswell, Sandy Springs there, right?
Yeah.
So that's when Jay Anthony Brown was there. Richard Pryor would come through. I met Steve Harvey in that parking lot
Okay.
of the Punchline in Atlanta, right? So I might have met Steve in like '87, something like that, or maybe before. I don't know. It all runs together, man. We work with
Yeah.
so many people. I met Brad. I think Brad was the first headliner to come to Chattanooga, right?
Yo, Skin Sons and Les McCurdy.
Right, right,
And
right, right.
they invited me to come in.
Right.
Yeah, we had a good time, man.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it, man. That was just, you talk about those days. You're talking about Ollie Joe Prater, Frankie Bastille, a lot of names that people have forgotten about. These guys who were working the clubs when I was working, and many of them, your John Foxes and stuff like that.
Right.
But we worked with everybody.
Yeah.
From Seinfeld. I mean, Seinfeld worked the Comedy Catch.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Oh,
that.
absolutely, absolutely. The second location, he sure did. That's why I met him there. Yeah,
Okay.
we worked together several times over the years. Like the Punchline. We worked in Little Rock one of the last times we worked together. But
Mhm.
yeah, everybody was working the Punchline in Atlanta. That was, if you were going to work, that was the premier club. And at that time, there were probably like 6 clubs in that city. So
Right.
we're all working on the road. I mean, I don't know when I met Lowell, but my God, it's so many years ago, right?
I got on the ships in '95, and I heard about Dean, but I didn't meet him. You remember how we met Dean in the airport in Miami?
Remind me,
We were flying to Grand Cayman, and you recognized me, but we had never met, Brad.
Okay.
And we was going to meet a ship in Cayman Islands. And I had
Yeah.
heard about Dean for years from guys that work on the ship, like singers mostly. What was his name?
Yeah, Johnny.
Johnny T.
Yeah, Johnny Thunder.
But anyway, he came up to me and he recognized me, and I knew who he was, but I had never met him. And this was probably 10 years after. This was in 2000, probably about 2005.
Oh wow.
And we've been knowing each other since.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What inspired you to become a comedian? Now, I know both of you say you segued out of theater, but that's a different animal. But what inspires you to get on the stage in the first place as a comedian?
It was theater, and there was this theater department. So when you talk about that, then there was this beautiful girl who was in the theater. She looked like between Lena Horne and Holly Berry.
Oh my God.
And I mean, she's unbelievable, right? And
Hi, John.
That is unbelievable.
so
Tell Joan I said hi.
She's
So-
waving at you.
but so when I was 17, I was doing radio. So I had already I had a summer job at a radio station. And so from the time I was 17, I was making a living with my voice and in front of a microphone. That's kind of like how that happened for me, man. And I was just thrilled to try to get out of the hills of Tennessee as quick as possible.
Yeah.
I come from a long line of very prestigious moonshiners. You know what I mean? So I was
Okay.
I was getting out of the hills, man, and getting into show business. But I think it's always all of these kind of things. You remember Richard Dean Anderson? He played Oscar Goldman on the $6 Million Man.
Okay. No, I didn't know him.
Yeah, he was from Tennessee. He was from Chattanooga, and I met Lee Majors when I was probably like 19 years old. He was one of the biggest stars on television. He's a $6 million man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was probably younger than that. So all of these people around me, especially when I was in radio, I had a chance to like move in the circles and meet some of these people who were in and around show business. And I'm talking about Prince early on, and you know, all the names of the people that we can talk about. You know, these people came through the radio, say Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, Al Green,
Yeah.
all these people, Luther Vandross, you know, the list, right? And so when I was that familiarity, what they talk about, I'm so familiar with these people. I mean, I was in close proximity. I was like, man, these people, when they're not doing what they're doing, they're very much like we are, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That was one of those inspiring things. So I was never even influenced by any comedians ever. I was influenced by entertainers and singers I was around. You know?
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is that something that you would say is particular of being like a cruise ship comedian? It sounds like both of you guys have both keyed in on singers being people that you hang out with. Is there like the feel good aspect of being a cruise and the happy side of comedy that you guys inhabit, as opposed to kind of like the darker side of comedy, which is the clubs, which is more, the club is that it's that lonely person that's one in their own comedian mind. Does that make sense?
You know, so here's the best way to describe that. When you reference cruise ships have nothing to do with actual being a monologist, being a comedian, right? I work more clubs than we ever did ships. I mean, from strip clubs to colleges. Lowell would tell you we did all of the clubs and this, that, all these different franchises. So the ships had nothing to do with it. The ships just happened to be the modern day largest chain of comedy clubs existing today.
Wow.
It's the largest chain of existing working venues to work, comedy clubs. So
ships are the new clubs.
They're the new clubs. So it's just another.
What the clubs were in the 80s and 90s. That's what cruise ships are today.
Yeah, that's what cruise ships are. And so here's the best way to describe what we're talking about. The cruise ship, and Lowell will tell you this, is a totally different animal times 10 than a comedy club.
You know,
comedy club is easy.
And it's corporate. So,
Yeah.
you know, you can't do and say everything that you would say at a nightclub because the can I say motherfucker on here?
No. You just said it. Well, go ahead.
They'll censor you.
No, be yourself, man. Be yourself.
Because they'll censor you, man, because and you can get fired for saying the wrong thing, you know, or offending the wrong people.
You're working for, imagine what we're talking about. You're working for, and I won't mention the name, but the people that we deal with, $23 billion a year on average that these people are generating. And this is just public information. So believe me, I can tell you some big names who I will not mention, some names that we all know who tried to come out and work on a cruise ship and die.
Yeah.
I mean,
now, what's the knack of working on a cruise ship? I mean, what's the difference? I mean, from working the club and working the cruise ship in terms of, because I've talked to Dean a lot about the cruise ships, and Dean talks about one thing that stands out for me is the cultural aspect. You're dealing with all kind of different people from all over the country.
You're dealing with microcosm of America. When you go on a ship, you're dealing with Anglican, Episcopalian, Presbyterian, Baptist, Methodist, Black, white. You're dealing with a microcosm of America.
Yeah,
so,
and not only that, the crew member, you got over 70 different countries working on the cruise ships. You know, the crew members are from like over 70 different countries.
Right.
You know, and so if people and most of the guests are Americans.
Right.
You know?
But they're from every socioeconomic group. depending on, these things you have to understand. And I've worked for all the different companies, and those demographics change. If you're working for Holland America, it's different than Princess and Celebrity, this, that, and the other. And so all of that 40 plus years of experience, I've done over 11,000 shows, right? How do you do that? There are very few guys that we can talk about in the business who have 6 different 30-minute shows. There,
So how do you tool your act? Okay, like for you, Lowell, you coming out of theater, you coming out of stand-up, you going to the cruise. You know that the main thing is language and I guess certain topics as well, politics, whatever. So how do you, because I know, Dean, you do a lot of singing in your act. And Lowell, how do you set up your act for a cruise ship audience per se?
I can answer that. I'm sorry, Lord. Go on.
Well, it's the difference in working on a cruise with shows. With a club, you can run in and you can run through 45 minutes to an hour for one show. And then those people are gone. That night is over. On a cruise ship, they'll schedule you for about 7 or 8 shows. 2 or 3 might be for family. So you got to be clean. And then the adult shows, you have to have a few different sets, like at least 3 different sets, because if people come to see you, they'll tell you that you could repeat the show. But if they like you, you come back. You know what comedy is. Once someone's heard that joke, you can't repeat that show. So you have to have different shows to accommodate the guests.
That's what Dean was talking about, the 6 30-minute shows. As Dean like to say, you beat them to death for 40 minutes.
Yeah, so I'll go back and look at your tapes, Brad, and I'll do you one night. And then
Game on you.
Hey.
So you gonna do that on? That's gonna be an antique comedy night.
Hey, Brad, you know one of your
night.
favorite jokes that I still remember?
What?
What's the one about the car? That car. Remember, cars were just starting to talk to you. You're low on gas. You low on gas.
Your air pressure is low.
Yeah.
Your air pressure is low. Ding. Your fuel is low. You need an oil change. You can't afford me. Take me back. Get a bike.
That's the difference. You have to have different sets on ships.
Right.
Because
So you've got 3,000 people on board, and they not like being at some comedy club where the people don't return. Those 3,000 people will rotate and come to your shows. So you can't do the same 30 minutes for all 6 or 7 shows.
Yeah.
And the adult shows are pretty much
You can,
like,
but you'll die.
no, you can't, but
we figured that.
Bomb.
you can, but you won't be around long. So
Yeah.
when you talk about what he's talking about, it's a totally different animal. I mean, what I tell people who just come out for the first time to try to do it, which is this: the only thing that's the same from the clubs is there's a microphone stand and a microphone and a stage. The rest of it, you got to rethink it all. It's an adjustment period for some of the biggest names that we can talk about. I've seen some guys who have pedigree who do not do well.
Yeah. I imagine it's a pretty scary gig, especially if you overthink it going in for the first time. Okay, these people are going to see me around. Like with me, I like to hit mine and quit it, man. I like to leave the room. I like to be out of the space. I don't want to hang around.
But
I want to be gone, but on the ship, how do you avoid just getting burnt out on just being around all the people?
Brad, when we first started, Dean and I, there weren't a lot of ships. And the ships were small. They might only hold 15 or 1,600 people. So we would only do maybe 3 shows because the company we work for, they call it Fly On Entertainment. We would go on for 2 or 3 days. So we would do maybe a midnight show, which they call a midnight special. and you go in a little lounge in the back, and that was like a nightclub. And then we would have to work with a magician or a singer in the big theater. So we would do two.
Oh, okay.
So that's all we would do. But as they evolved and they turned the ships into comedy clubs, you know,
Right.
and that became their most popular thing. People come on the cruise to see the comedy. I would go on, and then we would be the only comic on the ship for 2 days.
Right.
So that's like you like a big celebrity, you know, because once you do your show, everybody know who you are.
Yeah.
You know? You got to hide in your cabin. And if you bomb, you don't come out. You have your food sent to you.
Yeah, man. I heard.
That's true.
Hey, so now dig this. They got the ships hold about 7,000 or 8,000 people, man. Guess.
Whoa.
We'll go on a mega ship and we'll do 5 shows in one night, every hour, from 7, 8, 9, 10, and then a late show in the theater on one night.
Man, I was gonna dust off some of these jokes I got, but you just changed my mind.
But you know what? Every comic should experience going on a ship. See the difference. It's like you say, acquired taste. You have to learn how to work it.
Got to learn, you know, exactly what it is. And I'm telling you, when you have people who have seen you the night before, they want to come back and see you again. The last time Lowell and I worked together, a person decided that they were going to throw in an extra show, unbeknownst to he and myself. They announced we're going to do another 30-minute show. And so that was material that we had already used on the other 5 shows that we had done.
Right.
And we split the show in the main showroom. And that was just something that was just thrown in last minute, you know?
Yeah. So how do they evaluate the comedians that come on? Do they like count the drinks that were sold, or how many meals? What do they do?
I've had some people that actually share with me exactly what they're looking at and what they do. But to describe what it is would be to specifically name the people that we're talking about. But they know what they're looking at. They're looking at numbers.
Hey, but you know what? Drinks don't matter anymore, Brad, because they have drink packages. People buy drink packages and they can drink the whole cruise. They used to come in the showroom and they would count the crowd like being in a club. You know, they would have like a 2-drink minimum. And so they would get that revenue through. If a comic is popular, he's selling a lot of drinks, like in a nightclub. But now with the drink package, they don't care because they got your money, and very few people will order just the drink because it's too expensive. So it's cheaper to get the drink package if you drink.
Yeah. Okay.
And another thing, guests get smart, man. They go through your luggage before you get on the ship, man. People be smuggling alcohol. They used to put it in mouthwash bottles and try to psych. Yeah, man. So now, before your luggage get to your room, they done went through when you get your luggage, you thought you had liquor. No, it's gone, man. They got dogs and everything.
Poured your drink out.
No, they'll tell you. They put it in a bag. They'll tell you they found it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And if they find drugs in there, they'll tell you that too. And they find weapons too.
Yeah.
Oh,
People
wow.
be bringing everything on cruises, man.
Oh, yeah.
Jokes on the water.
They'll arrest you on the water too. If you got a warrant, do not go on a cruise ship. But while you are on vacation, they run every passenger's name. And if you want it, when that ship pull in, they come on. What they get is it ain't called ICE on it. It's immigrant. Is it ICE?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, they come on and get you before they let the rest of the guests off.
CBP.
Wow.
CDP, yeah. Customs Patrol.
You and I down there, you and I oftentimes see it because you're not the first ones off.
Because we're waiting to get off, and sometimes we can't get off till they go arrest those people.
Wow.
It is what it is. You know, it's the new comedy club venue to work, man. They're paying more than the comedy clubs are paying, no doubt about it.
What is the process of becoming a cruise ship comedian? Because I would imagine, like at the Comedy Store, you'd go to the open mic and then you go to the lineup. You can't really do that on a cruise ship because it takes thousands of dollars to get on there. How do you?
I'll
What's that process?
tell you, well, no, you're not going to get a chance to do that. You have so many people who are not qualified to be in that situation, and it doesn't work out very well for them. You know, I mean, they have a strong 12 minutes on TikTok or YouTube, and they try to go out on a ship, and it doesn't end well.
And now you have to have, when we got hired, we didn't need an agent, but now you have to have an agent. They have cruise agents where they vet it before they get on, but some of them still slip through the crack.
A lot of them do. You know?
I was being nice.
Yeah, you are being nice. So I understand that the dispersion is about 87% of the people don't make it because they haven't put the time in. When you tell a lot of the young cats today that you need to spend 15, 20 years, which is only 15 Christmases, working on your act, they don't want to do that. You know, they just don't. That can be certainly a problem.
Shoot, I never thought of it as the toil of working on my act. I just wanted to get as much stage time as I could to get good and keep getting better. That's why I talked to the older comedians, and like when I first started, I sat down with Dick Gregory, Red Fox, Bill Cosby, them kind of people, because I wanted to understand the craft of comedy. I just wanted to work as much as I possibly could. I never thought of it in terms of like the toil, like what you say, they don't want to spend 15 years on their craft. Well, 15 years go by like that.
They do.
When you're doing what you want to do.
Yep.
But I've met some people in this situation out there who have been doing comedy 5 or 6 years. Haven't you, Lowell?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a different generation now. I mean, when we started and when you were working all the time, Brad, there was no cruise ships.
No.
You know?
Right.
No.
Just to put it in perspective, when I first started working on cruise ships, I could count on one hand how many blacks was on a cruise.
Yeah, exactly.
On a whole cruise, I could count them, maybe, if it was any. But now, I get on some of these ships and it's 95% black out of Miami. And I can count the white people on one hand.
Wow. Okay.
Here's a strange thing too, how the shoe is on the other foot. And Lowell knows what I'm talking about. There are a lot of cats who play the race card. They say, I can't work that audience because they're 90% black. And what I say to these cats is that Lowell and I never had a chance to say we can't work the St. Louis Funny Bowl because it's a 90%.
Yeah, exactly.
And these guys do it, and they move them around and keep them away from developing as an entertainer.
The cruise lines are responsible for that because I've gotten questionnaires and they suggesting, what do you think your demographics is?
Oh, yeah.
And our demographics is anybody that's in the audience. We ain't never went to a club down in Mississippi and saying what type of people are there? Or
well, listen, you're absolutely right. It didn't exist. You could never say, I can't work there because of that.
Yeah, that's not my demographics.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you know how they determine some other races with comedians, they'll pigeonhole themselves by giving themselves a name. They'll call, and that
Like what?
Like say if my name is Cowboy Lowell.
Right.
And
you wear,
I might not be able to go to Chicago.
Right.
Because I gotta work down in Texas. Oklahoma. Because I'm Cowboy.
Yeah. You just label yourself, and that's it.
That happens. So the thing is
Black
that
Boy Lowell.
Yeah,
Lowell.
all of that experience, which these guys,
Nigga Brad's coming to town.
all of that experience.
I did not say that. I was thinking that, but I didn't know I'm glad you said it, Brad.
Yeah, I said it because I know you wanted to.
Look, all of that experience allows you to work in every venue and every situation, no
Yeah.
matter where you may be. And a lot of these guys are pigment challenge, these comedians I'm talking about. They'll play that card quick and say, I didn't do well because they were black. Well, are you a
That
comedian?
wasn't my crowd. It wasn't my crowd.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
When do we get a chance to choose
What,
that?
you a plantation owner? What you mean, your crowd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, back in the day, we used to talk about politics or anything, but now the country's so divided, and they don't want you to do it on the ships because people get into fights in the club
Yeah.
because
I can see that.
of if you don't think like them.
And it's like y'all gonna stay. The people in the club gonna stay together for the next few days.
Yeah.
They gonna see each other.
That's right.
Hey, look,
But usually they don't turn on the audience; they turn on the comic.
yeah.
Because that's the person who lit the fire.
I talk about everything.
Yeah.
I don't pull any punches. It's more brutal now than it's ever been. Speaking of that, that's something you can talk about too, is that the generational switches and changes of what we know as comedy. Every 10 years, the face of this whole business changes, the rhythm and the sound. Do you believe that, Lowell?
We talking music or comedy?
Comedy. Listen, you would like to say that if you heard Sam Cooke, it was 1960s.
Yeah.
If you heard, Isaac Hayes, it was the 70s. What I found is that in our business as comedy, every 10 years, the rhythm and the sound of this changes, meaning you have to constantly reinvent yourself.
Well, maybe you just have to constantly be aware of what the rhythm of humanity is. The people that you encounter, that you interact with.
And so, what I'm saying to you is that Henny Youngman today, Jackie Mason today, some of the guys today, it wouldn't be relevant. It doesn't hold. And so it has changed. And that's what I know. A lot of guys that Lowell and I know who are still doing their 1987 act, and the rhythm of it changes. And I think that's one of the biggest secrets. Once you realize that the rhythm of the sound of it changes, you ultimately have to change with it. Now, comedy and monology as we know it has become a very brutal, reality-based comedy. You watch Chappelle, he's doing a lot of that observational humor, cultural observation.
Yeah,
He's doing
it works because that's what's going on right now. That's the zeitgeist that's happening right now. So
that's exactly right.
yeah,
That's
so
exactly-
you have to be, as a comedian, you have to be, even to make anybody laugh at any time, any place, you have to be observant of humanity, of the people you have to feel the people.
Yeah.
You have to
Gotta read the room.
you have to viscerally connect with the people, and to make them, just like even in your general conversation, when you go to Habitat and buy stuff, Dean, or whatever, the people you kibitz with,
right?
You're picking up on their vibration. You're present with them. You're not just throwing jokes at them. You're talking. You're interacting with them, and that's how I think that's the way I approach comedy, because
no doubt about it. But I'm saying the guys who aren't aware that this changes every 10 years. When you heard,
I wasn't aware. I wasn't thinking about the 10 years. I'm just saying, what's this next person talking about? Yeah, because I'm not out there like that. See,
but I'm telling you what the brutal realization of it is. And some of the guys that we know, Lowell, they come out and they're trying to do what they did in 1993, and that sound of the rhythm of it. If you know what that sound of the rhythm of comedy, it does change, and it has changed. And it seems, for me, the last 43 years, every 10 years, it changes. For example, I used to work with Bill Hicks. Well, today, Bill Hicks would not be even shocking in comparison to what's being done today. Andrew Dice Clay today doing what he did wouldn't work today. Not the same way,
He's still working. He's still working though.
Yeah, but it's a different rhythm he's doing now.
Well, I think
that better be different than what you did 30 years ago.
Oh yes.
You better not be
Yeah.
doing the same, man.
You ever worked with Dana Gould?
Oh yeah, years ago.
Brilliant, Boston.
He's still around. He's still around
Brilliant,
too.
brilliant guy.
Well, I think to that point, and this brings to another question that I had about working on the cruise or when that light comes on, because a lot of times comedians get stuck in that same rhythm or telling those same jokes because they have figured out how to get whatever the pot of gold it was for them. It was like, I got the pretty girl. I got when I do the thing at the club, the girl shows up. I got the $500 that I need. I got my smokes. I got my drink. And I do this every night. They figured it out because life was terrible before. They figured out how to sequence 7 minutes. And this is what they living on. So for you, what was that time where the first time you hit on the cruise and it all went right? And when you have that set and it's magic and you feel good and everybody knows you, but in this case, everybody's going to be on the ship and hanging out with you for a few days. So it's got to be a different feeling than when you go home. What was that like?
Well, long before you got to the ships, you were funny. There was no margin for error. Lowell will tell you that. You didn't get a chance not to be funny one time. I would before cruise ships were doing that, I was making a living as a comedian. So that finding the place was there long before you got there. What was funny? Yeah. Too afraid not to.
I think what Marquis you're trying to say is that some guys get comfortable once they figure out the formula and don't try to grow anymore. That happens a lot, but if it does, those guys don't last long.
Right.
Dean's been on the ship for what you said, 35 years?
1986.
Yeah, so you got 40 years. I started in 95, but at that time it wasn't the same as now. But guys that get hired now, they don't have to have any, by the time I got on the ship, I had about maybe 10 or 15 years experience.
That's exactly right.
But the guys now, the door has been open where you could some guys haven't been doing comedy but 2 years or 3 years, and they get thrown into that, but they don't survive, and then it shows because they're not ready. It's like if you were in a club, when we started in the club, you knew it's a difference from open mic night to middle. You MC maybe, then you go to middle, and then you start getting strong as a middle. Then a club owner might say, hey, I'm going to bring you back as a headliner. And that's how you got some experience to close a show. You might not be closing the A rooms, but you closing and you learning. But it's not a lot of places to learn no more. They have to come and get on-the-job training on the ship, and the audience aren't that patient.
And they might be in the water trying to do jokes on the water.
Yeah.
Well, I noticed that in the 2000s that the chain of
I got that, Brad.
Yeah. I noticed.
Yeah, I worked the title in. I worked the title of the
That's probably going to be the promo for the show.
But I saw that happening, that the places in which we had a chance to grow the fields that we kind of sprouted out of those different venues. I mean, there was not a place there wasn't a comedy club. I think Creative Entertainment back in the 80s had over 111 one-nighters in a row you could do, right? Those places don't exist anymore for the guys to get in the ring and punch the comedy bag.
Put it this way, Creative had every Holiday Inn that was in the South had a comedy club.
That's right, and Ramada.
Oh, okay.
And you would go from every state,
right,
from South Carolina, North Carolina, Mississippi, Georgia, anything that had a Holiday Inn, it was Creative Entertainment, had a one-nighter in there.
And Ramada. But those places work. And then you had all the funny bones. The Punchline has 7 clubs, right? Greenville, South Carolina. You had 2 Punchlines. There was a tremendous amount of places where you could get it in and work.
We had lounges.
Right.
And the lounges are tighten you up real good.
Oh, yeah.
because you're dealing with people that go to work every day. They out for some entertainment. They ain't got that much money to spend, and they don't want no bullshit.
You were just part of that entertainment, because then they're gonna throw the fashion show.
Yeah.
The comic got to go up. Then it was a cabaret.
See, we had these nights, man. Like this, Phil Wilkes had a night at the Freezer Room. The Robin Harris had a night. All of the little joints like that, so you can go in and work out.
Yeah.
So you still, they weren't official club gigs. They was just workout rooms.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about, like the Comedy Act and all of those.
Yeah.
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 And that's how you survived. I mean, if you had to know somebody, every night had every club had a night. Wednesday, you could work like Monday to Sunday
Right.
with a one-nighter.
I see comedy or entertainment, period, as moment to moment.
Mm.
Not year to year, but moment to moment. That's the way the life is rapid like that now. But even before all the technology and AI and internet, there was still the moment to moment encounters where you connect with people. And your ability to connect with people brings them to you. And that's what gives them the enjoyment of the entertainment. It ain't just entertainment. It's an experience. You want to give the audience an experience. And so, when you doing that, then you can hang for a while.
And the good thing about that, like what you're talking about, Brad, it made a night because so many comics ran through there. So it's an event for the evening.
J. Anthony Brown said something to me. The white clubs are making more off black comedies than the black clubs.
Yep.
Or something like that. I don't know. I'm just hearing. Just hearsay.
Yeah, well, you look at Birmingham clubs and some in South Carolina, they'll just book only black comics. And they used to be white clubs.
Wow.
Okay. So he's right then. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I wish all comedians the best of everything. I know what it's like to be a comedian, and I enjoyed it. And I ask God to bless each and every one of us to do the job of bringing laughter into the lives of the people. You alluded to it earlier, Marquis, when you were talking about, I got my liquor, I got my weed, I got my girl, I got $500 in my pocket. If that's all you after, you're missing the boat.
Yeah.
You're missing the whole point.
No pun intended.
Nah. You walk my ass in the water.
I wasn't gonna let you slide on that one, Brad. Hey man, but I want to thank you, Brad, and for thinking about me. I've been watching your program. I'm glad that you got this outlet. I've been following you since I met you back in the 80s when you used to be doing all the soap operas and everything. And I always looked up to you, man. And just for you to give me, when I saw your name on my phone the other day, man, I was really glad to hear from you. And
oh wow,
it means a lot that you thought about me and put me on your program.
Oh no, I respect your act. I've seen you work many times, and you deal with the reality that's in front of you, and I enjoy that.
Well, thanks, Brad, because when I met you, I probably had 10 minutes. I was opening for you. I was opening for you at the Comedy Council, and just being the driver to pick your brain and to see where to go. Yeah, but I appreciate it, man. Thank you for everything.
Man, I did the same thing. Look, like I told you, when I talked to Bill Cosby and all, any comic that came through Chicago, I went in and got in their face, man. I wanted some game. Show me how this go.
I know, man.
Yeah, even Cosby told me, because I was saying, man, I want to work clean like you, And he said, well, look, he already knew. He said, the kind of rooms you working, you competing with somebody turning the trick over here, somebody doing a dope deal in the back, somebody fighting over there. You got to do something to get their attention. So you got to do what you got to do. But once they start paying you attention, you got to pay them off. You got to be funny.
Yeah.
Right.
It's got to be fun, man. It's got to be fun for the people. That's what.
Here we all are 40 years later. Marquis, the youngest one out of all of us.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know I'm sitting there, whatever y'all doing, the fountain of youth is definitely touching y'all. I'm sitting there like, wait, hold on. I'm sitting there doing math on years. I'm like, hold on. How are you old enough to start your comedy career before I was born? And I was born in 78. Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then
Well,
you ain't making me feel the whole shit.
But I'm no, but
we're
I'm saying
blessed. It's a
it's like
blessing.
it's
Laughter, man. Laughter
Yeah.
keep you youthful.
and that's something that with the type of comedy that you have to do on the ship, what is the thing that you do to keep your jokes coming, to renew your fountain, to keep that thing that's keeping everybody fresh? Like you said that there's cycles that come in every 10 years. Like, what do you do to renew your focus?
So, that was something that I think one of the most important things I learned from Jerry Seinfeld early on. He said that to me, even though we both had a love of cars. He said, "Let me tell you, writing is everything. Continue to writing." So that's the whole process. So you talk about earlier, you asked about what is it that you find. I don't have a set that I do. I walk out on stage now, and maybe Lowell is doing the same thing in the venue that we're in. I have a general idea what I'm going to close with, but the other 25 minutes before that, I have no idea what I'm going to say. My new comedy special that we just did is called "I Didn't Vote for You." We just filmed that. It's a dry bar, right? We filmed 2 of those. I had no idea what I was going to do when I walked out to film both of those comedy specials. No idea.
You got balls on you.
And
Yeah,
I got
that's
that.
opposite of me. I pretty much have a roadmap. What I'm gonna do with the shows I'm gonna do. I have to.
yeah,
But now,
especially the pandemic changed it all. I think we're back to the pandemic changed it. We didn't talk about that. It changed the whole game to a certain degree also. But once again, writing is everything. That's the key. Constantly being creative, constantly having your finger on the pulse of what is. What is, and that's reality-based comedy. That's where we are. Can I mention, Brad, the book?
Of course. Just
So-
plug it around. As a matter of fact, can you mention the book? You see this right here? We selling them. See them sweatshirts?
So here it is.
All about it, Marquis. We'll get back to your plug in a minute. We'll let you do your little plug. Just relax. We gotta sell some merch. No, but look,
let me go get my stuff.
yeah, get your stuff. Look,
Yeah, go get your stuff.
hey man, open your box, man.
No, seriously, if you have a link, I'll
No,
actually.
you can
if
go
you
to
send
my website.
Okay. Are you guys both on Instagram?
Yep.
Hopefully not. No.
Okay.
For security purposes, I'm not. But seriously,
If you buy my
Here's-
merch, you'll get his book for free.
right. This book is. Hey, look, it's not my book. This is a dear friend of mine, J. Anthony there. J. Anthony was there at the funeral service. My dearest friend in comedy and showbiz over the years, James Gregory, the funniest man in America. So the book is a bushel of beans and a peck of tomatoes. A year before he passed away, he wanted me to eulogize him, and he also wanted me to write the foreword for this book. And so this is on Amazon, Simon & Schuster publication. And so just to mention someone who helped me along the way, he made one phone call and it changed my life from just one phone call. It gave me an opportunity to stay here, to even become employed for a long period of time in this business. And the comedy special is I Didn't Vote for You. And that's a new dry bar comedy special.
Okay.
And I just want to plug these amazing t-shirts from This Comedy Life. Please go to thiscomedylife.com, or these sweatshirts, they're hoodies.
Oh, this bullshit.
I
No,
got
don't
one of
put-
those logos behind you.
Yeah. Finish the plug, man.
Wait, we got a sticker for you. We're gonna send you
Okay.
a piece of paper with the name this. No, we'll figure out something because I think it's.
And don't forget to check. Send me the check too.
Oh my God, man. You trying to blow the whole thing. You let one of them in here, and before you know it,
Hey, Brad, I don't have to drive you around no more, man.
no, you don't. I have to drive you around. and let me get a check. Ain't no shame in my game, bro. Life is real.
You can't afford me. You can't afford me.
Well, yeah, and don't forget to like, comment, and share, and subscribe.
Yeah,
That's
just
how
go
we.
to, you can put me down on Instagram or Facebook, Marquis. Follow me
Okay.
at Lowell Sanders, comedian, Lowell Sanders comic.
Okay.
And I'll be coming to a city near you.
All right.
Okay.
Well, this has been a gas. It's been a stone gas, huh? Yeah. But yeah, how you say? Oh, we got to go.
But
But
this-
before you know,
it's
let them
been a
know this
stone-
told you so. It's like a drum with a hole in it. You just can't beat it. So here it is. This comedy life with Lowell Sanders. What's that light skinned guy with all that makeup on? What's his name? Dean Gaines.
Dean Gaines.
Marquis Alexander.
What's his nationality? We want to know what is he?
Hey, look, I've been
He's-
hearing that. I've been
And what's
hearing
your
that
pronouns? What color is that sweater you got on? What's your pronouns?
I've been hearing that from the hills of Tennessee all my life.
Is that a park? What's the name of that pullover you got?
No, this is a golf football.
I know you told me about that guy. I got
Oh,
one. I got a
you're
great-
talking about Peter Millar. Now this is foot joint. Yeah,
okay. All right.
yeah. This is
You always got. You didn't bring up Obama, Brad. You got to talk to him about Obama.
Oh man, that
That's
is
all right.
Obama. That the Dean is the Obama cat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey
Oh, my
y'all, well,
gosh.
thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure to meet you, Marquis. Dean, it's always good to see you. I'll see you on the water.
yeah. I'll see you soon.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, y'all.
Man,
God
this
bless
has been
everybody, man.
This has
God
been my
bless all of
pleasure.
you. This have been Jokes on the Water on This Comedy Life with Lowell Sanders and Dean Gaines.
Comedian Dean Gaines.